All right, men. So I did some public land hunting in Maryland last week. I went in blind, and I was using SRT with and setting my line with a throw ball. And I got to an area where it was really dense, really thick pine trees, and I really struggled to get my line into position, and I had to bail on the spot, even though it was one of the best spots with sign that I saw. So I was kind of frustrated. I did have my Hawk sticks in the truck, and I ended up using them, but just trying to get the line up, I really thought I even blew out the area. It was a mess. So I've seen guys using poles to get their sets in, and I went home, looked on Amazon. I found this thing. It's called a Doka pole or Daka pole. It's like $55 by itself, and it's 6 foot out to 24 foot. I think that'll get me high enough. Being 6 foot tall, I can reach a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could get it 30 foot up in a tree without a problem. It's not too heavy, but it's sturdy. And I got this attachment. It's a nice metal attachment with hooks on top and on the bottom. And that cost me, it came together, it was under $80 shipped. So my first impression is it's nice and stout, and so far I'm kind of liking it. It's kind of getting me my line where I need it to be without that throw ball. But I have ended up using the throw ball to weight my eye of my climbing rope. That way it doesn't fall back down once I get it over the limb. And I'll show you guys what I'm doing there. Okay, so I have this Sterling HTP, and I've got a 5-inch eye sewn. Taking my 14-ounce throw ball with a little carabiner and just clipping it onto the eye. That's for weight. That way it doesn't pull back over the limb once I release the hook. And what I find is just taking and making an overhand knot. Is really helping with this process too. That way I can keep the hook on top like this, and it stays pretty well. And then once you get it over the branch and remove it, it's kind of staying, and it releases real easy. Okay, so I'm gonna put it up on this tree. This is a nice tree to throw, but we don't always find these ones in the woods, so show you how I'm doing this. So you just leave it set on the ground and just expand the top section first until it stops, and then lock it and move to the next section. Go up over the branch, come back down to you a little bit, and then it should stay. With the weight of the ball, it's staying. Okay, now you come around the underside with your hook. Now we're done with the pole for a while. We got it ran exactly where we want it, up and around the branch. Now I can girth hitch that real big heavy branch, or if I wanted to girth hitch the trunk, I'd be able to easily go around up there directing it with the pole. So now I'll just remove this and take this knot out. Run my tag end through. Girth hitch the crotch of that branch. He's set. I'll give a quick little climbing demonstration as well. So I got my Petzl Gree Plus. I got my bridge real nice and short for climbing. And I got my hand ascender with foot strap. And then I got this carabiner here that I'll end up running my line through to give me a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage. That way I'm pulling down as well. It makes life a lot easier. Okay, now you also want to, once you're ready to climb, you want to, this is a huge branch and I know it's secure, but you always want to give a good, lay into your saddle pretty hard into that line. Just make sure everything's good to go. Alright, that's high enough. Now you got to remove your hand ascender. Wrap it up, put it in one of your pouches. And I'm ready to descend. Okay, and now the nice advantage of having that stick is a lot of guys struggle, including myself, when you have once you get that rope really cinched into the tree and you have your paracord tied to the eye, really breaking that girth hitch. So with this hook I can just reach up to that spot, and I know I can reach it because I just set it using it, and just pull it with the hook. So now we got our eye back. You always want to pull from your eye and let your tag end go back through that crotch. Try it the other way, you could hang your eye up and now you're in trouble. But for the sake of sharing something else, another little trick I've learned is you can take your paracord. In this case, this is my throw line. This is just going to be for a demonstration. But make yourself a clove hitch and a couple half hitches will hold her secure. And then you can pull this tag end up and around that branch and get yourself a preset. That way you don't even need the pole the next time you come out. And then the other cool thing is what I would end up doing here. Okay, most guys are just tying a loop and leaving it, or trying to attach it to something to make it from blowing in the wind and ending up back in the tree. But if you end up just going around the whole trunk, give myself a little more line. You could just tie it off at the base like that, go around the whole thing, then your line's good to go. I'm obviously not going to cut my line, but you would trim it to length, and you could either have it up higher or a little lower, depending on how much slack you want. But that way, next time you come hunting, you're ready to go. All right, guys, good luck. Be safe.